Chapter 5, Small Business, Entrepreneurship, and Franchises. Here are your objectives. So small businesses are very important to the U.S. economy. And you can see all these stats here that show you exactly how important they are. Here's a table identifying industry group size standards. So creating a small business is a relatively simple thing to do. It takes less than a week, usually about $600 to establish a business as a legal entity. So the steps include registering a name, applying for tax IDs, and setting up unemployment and workers' comp insurance. You do those things, you have a small business. However, there's a lot of work that goes into a small business to create a successful one. So there's a lot of different industries that attract small business. Industries that require only a low initial investment and some special skills, or knowledgeable entrepreneurs choose areas in which they are familiar. So if I was really good at making beaded jewelry, I may choose to start a small business selling beaded jewelry because that's something that I'm familiar with and I know that I already have that skill. So there's three various kinds of businesses. There's distribution, such as like Kohl's. There's service, there's Max and Emily's, or production like Delafield. So those are three local examples of three categories of industry. So more than 70% of Americans would prefer being an entrepreneur would prefer being an entrepreneur over working for someone else. So in order to be a successful entrepreneur, you need these characteristics: an entrepreneurial spirit, independence, a desire to determine one's own destiny, a willingness to find and accept a challenge, family background. Usually if you have somebody in your family that's successful in small business, you can see that happening with yourself. Age and motivation. Here's a bar graph showing the average ages of entrepreneurs. As you can see, most of the entrepreneurs are between ages 30 and 34 or 30 and 39. Women make up 50% of the U.S. population in all of these things here, as the data from 2017. But women own at least 36% of all small businesses. Teenagers are small business owners as well. Young entrepreneurs must possess these 5 P's of entrepreneurship: planning, persistence, patience, people, and profit. And a lot of teenagers that have small businesses are making money off technology, like YouTube and different things like that. Immigrants as entrepreneurs. 6.5% of all U.S. entrepreneurs are immigrants, and that number is growing faster than any of the other numbers of entrepreneurs. So people are coming to America in the search for that American dream. So why do businesses fail? There's that lack of money or cash flow problems, lack of management skills, or wanting to grow too soon, overexpansion. Here's a table listing U.S. employer, business, and startups and closures. Invention and innovation are part of the foundations of our economy. Small firms traditionally have added more than their proportional share of new jobs to the economy. Small businesses challenge large businesses to do better. We all benefit enormously from small businesses. So for many, the advantages of remaining small far outweigh the disadvantages. Small businesses suffer from high failure rates with limited money availability. Here's a visual or bar graph displaying sources of capital or money for entrepreneurs. Some people get it from their savings, from friends, relatives. A small percentage get their money from investors. A large percentage gets money from banks. And then there's suppliers or former owners. So a business plan is a carefully constructed guide for a person starting a business. Comprehensive planning should never be overlooked when starting a small business. Here are the components of a business plan. And there's an introduction, an executive summary, which is usually written last, benefits to the community, company and industry, management team, manufacturing and operations plan, labor force, marketing plan, financial plan, exit strategy, critical risks and assumptions, and then an appendix. So the business plan should answer 4 questions that banks and investors are interested in. You know, a business plan can have all 12 of those parts we just mentioned, to be a really thorough, really well thought out business plan. However, you can still have a business plan that's less thorough as long as you're answering these 4 questions. The what, why, what, and how much of your business. So the Small Business Administration, the SBA, helps people get into business and stay into business. The SBA's management assistance includes free individual counseling, courses, conferences, workshops, and a wide range of publications. There is also the SCORE Association, which is a group of business people who volunteer their services to small business through the SBA. The SBA makes a special effort to assist those minority groups who want to start small businesses and expand existing ones. We also have the Small Business Institutes, the Small Business Development Centers. They're located primarily on colleges and university campuses. There's SBA financial assistance. There's regular business loans. And then there's also venture capital, investors out there that are looking for small businesses to invest their money in, or small business investment companies, which are, you know, companies looking for small businesses to invest their money in too. All right, next we're going to talk about franchising. So franchising is an attractive means of starting and operating a small business. Franchising is the actual granting of a franchise. Franchisor is an individual or organization granting the franchise. And so franchisee is the person or organization purchasing a franchise. So this is a table listing basic rights in a franchise agreement. And next, this table tells you the 12 basic obligations in a franchise agreement. So types of franchising. Franchising agreements fall into one of these 3 categories. Franchising became really popular with fast food restaurants. Diversity in dual branded franchises. Franchising is designed to provide a tested formula for success along with ongoing advice and training. There's advantages to both the franchisor and the franchisee. Along with advantages, there are disadvantages of franchising, both to the franchisor and the franchisee. And here are some global perspective in small business. And that is it for this chapter. Thank you.